All right, welcome back to season 4 of our show, and today it's pork chops. I'll show you how to get them done. All right, so today it's pork chops, and we're frying them. So let's show you how to get this dish together. So we're using a pork chop here. Now this is a loin pork chop with the bone in. So basically that's a T-bone, and that's the other side of the T-bone right here, that big side. But since they took off the tenderloin part of it, it's just a loin chop, bone in. We got some bacon here, just a little bit of bacon. So what we're doing today is that we're making just a fast, easy dish. We're making a rice dish with some string beans. Now I got some ingredients over here. I got some onion and orange, which we're going to show you what to do with the orange, some sage, cardamom seed, garlic, and some just Italian parsley. Very simple, basic ingredients. And as you can see, nothing on this table is out of a jar. And that's how you want to cook. Never cook from a jar, always cook fresh, because you'll always have the best recipes and ingredients, and it'll taste fantastic. All right, so we're gonna get this seasoned up first. So the first thing we'll do is just get our pork chops in here. Now I'm using a rub, garlic powder, onion powder, little sage, ground sage inside this rub, no salt, and we're just gonna get it on. So we're using a frying pan today, and we're not using any kind of flour or anything else like that on here. We're just gonna go straight pork chop into the pan with some fat. And you always wanna go with a good amount of fat because it's gonna fry up these pork chops. And when you're picking out pork chops, you always wanna pick out a chop with some fat on it because it keeps the food moist. If you notice, when you cook things off the bone, it dries out the meat real quick. So I try to cook everything on the bone. Tastes better, a lot more moist, and you never have to worry about drying it out quickly when you start cooking it. So that's it, a good amount of that rub that's there. I'm just gonna rub them around, and then I'm gonna get my salt on. So rub first, salt later. This rub has a little bit of cayenne inside here. That cayenne's gonna bring out a little bit of that pepper, and I'm not using the black pepper on here. I feel the cayenne is just gonna taste perfect on here. Make it yours. So anytime that you wanna use ingredients, seasonings, spices, if you don't like something, just make it yours. And most of these videos are just to show you technique and get you guys working with technique. And I'm helping you with some ingredients and what matches and what goes with what. So hopefully you guys get a lot of ideas of what pairs. All right, so these are seasoned, and let's get our veggies in. So we're using string beans. I put some string beans off to the side here just to show you these. Now, you can cut them off or you can snap them off, just the edges, take them off. And make sure you wash these because string beans are filled with pesticides. So I'm just gonna get these in here. Just rip off the edges, just like that. So when you see them and they come like this, just rip them off. As a kid, we would sit in the summertime and just rip these off. That was our job as little kids. All the adults would sit around and watch us peel these things or just rip off the ends, wash them, and put them in a basket and get ready for cooking. All right, so that's it. These are all washed and cleaned. So make sure you wash them thoroughly and get them cleaned up. All right, so now we got our onions. I'm just gonna put this off to the side. And this is how you wanna do the onion. I'm gonna take the onion and slice it just like that, the long way. So the onion's cut in half, and we're just gonna slice it the long way. Now it's funny, when you use onions, depending on the dish that you put them in, I'll cut this again, depending on the dish that you put them in, it's important of how you slice them, because how you slice them makes the entire dish. Now this onion, I'm gonna go this way with it. I'm just gonna julienne it off to the side like that. Nothing is etched in stone, and these are our recipes that we're showing you guys. All right, here's our garlic. I'm just gonna slice the ends off on it. Those little wooden stalks, just like that. And I'm just gonna take it and come down into little slices like that. That's all you need to do. Just little slices. All right, so I'm gonna finish cutting all of this up and onto the cooker we go. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, we got everything almost cut up except for our bacon. We're pretty much ready to roll. So here's our bacon. I'm just gonna take this and we're gonna use this as a good portion of fat. So we're just gonna cut our pieces and put them back over. And while we're doing this gives us time to talk to you about our game plan and what all these ingredients are for. So let's take a look at our rice over here. Now our rice, I've got some cardamom seed, which is right here. This is basmati rice. I'm going in with cardamom and onion, and that's what's gonna flavor that. Just that cardamom alone, onion, I'm gonna put a touch of salt, and then we're gonna put some fresh parsley in here just to freshen it up and give it some beautiful color, and that's how we're gonna do that. So we got our string beans here. I'm going in with string beans. I'm gonna use this bacon to go into the string beans. We're gonna finish off with some onion in there and some fresh orange. That's right, orange. It's gonna bring out beautiful flavor in here. It's gonna liven this up, and the flavors in here are gonna be tremendous, along with some fresh garlic in there as well too. So this way you guys have a kind of idea of what we're doing and you're not just watching me cook. So let's finish up this bacon. Now, I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna figure it out and just kind of feel my way out and see if I want to use some of this bacon on the chops. I'm gonna look around and see if they're fatty enough. And I think I'm gonna do that right now. We're gonna start with a little oil on these chops. So I'm gonna put a little olive oil on and rub them around, just so I get that rub in there. Because by the time these hit the pan, you're gonna be stuck with all this powder on your chop, and it's just really not gonna be a good way to go, because it can clump up, come off in your pan, and it's just not a good way to do it. So anytime you use powdered seasonings, you always wanna oil it in, especially if you're frying them. It'll just clump up, and you're just not gonna get a very good sear on the chop, or whatever it is that you're searing. So that's why we always wanna oil it and get it nice and oiled. This way when you know it hits that pan, it's got a great start. And if you're out on the grill, a lot of people want to oil their grill. Don't oil the grill, oil your food. It'll keep it from sticking, guaranteed. All right, so now we got our chops all set. And now it's process of elimination. And what's gonna cook first? So the chops are gonna be the fastest things to cook, believe it or not. The rice is actually gonna take the longest time to cook, and then the vegetables second. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our rice going. Onto the stove we go. All right, so I got some rice in here now. 2 cups of rice, that's basmati rice. I got a little bit of olive oil in here, and I'm on high heat. So I'm just gonna start cooking the rice down. Now this rice was rinsed and dried. I'm going in with my cardamom seed. That cardamom seed is extremely fragrant, and if you smell it, it smells delicious. That's going to bring some flavor into the rice as we're toasting it up, and then we're going to go in with our onion. As much or as little as you like. That's a half onion in there. And let's just toast it up. I always toast my rice because it brings out all that flavor in there. And if you guys aren't toasting your rice up, you're missing out. All right, I'm gonna go with a pinch of salt. And that's it. Don't over salt your rice because salt takes onto rice very well. And you'll over salt it if you put too much salt in there. So just like a pinch of salt to bring out the flavor. So we're just gonna crisp this down. And don't be scared to get it toasty. Those onions are gonna protect the rice as well too in there. Because you're sweating the onion at the same time. If you guys make this is a beautiful rice. And we chopped up that parsley later on, so we're gonna finish that off with the parsley after it's all done and out of the pot. So I keep some water on the side. I'm just gonna start dumping that in. Just like that. And you can tell that was hot. So just like that, enough to cover the rice. Now basmati rice cooks very quickly and you don't need a lot of water for it. So just like that. And those cardamom seed, you'll have to fetch them out afterwards, but just count them. You leave them in, but most people that know cardamom seeds, they'll pull them out on their own. All right, so I'm gonna bring this up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil and I can see the rice, I'm gonna drop it, put it on low, stick it into the back there, and start to get our veggies on. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, 4 minutes in, you could start to see the rice. Lid goes on, and then on simmer, back of the stove we go. All right, so our rice is chilling out in the back, and we just started rendering down some bacon. I figured I'd get it going early for you guys. And while the bacon's going, we're gonna get some garlic in. I like a lot of garlic, so I'm using a lot of it. And I'm gonna get just a few onion in with that right now, because I don't want to cool down the pan. I'm cooking on an electric stove. I got a gas stove outside, but I don't want to cool down the pan, so I only put just a little bit in right now. If I was outside on the gas stove, I probably would have threw all that onion in. So let's just get that onion rendered down. And the garlic. And then basically, once we get the onion and the garlic rendered down, in with those nice green beans we go. But you want to just render down the garlic and the onion and that bacon, because you want all that to cook first and get it going. Now I'm going to throw in the rest of my onion. And believe it or not, I have this pan on high right now. It's a big pan for this stove. You don't get the power out of electric like you do gas. You just got to work with it. So here we go. I'm going to render this down. I'm going to wait about 3 minutes, and then we're going to go in with those beautiful green beans. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're about 4 minutes in, and now it's time to get in these beautiful green beans. Put them all in. Give them a little shake. I'm going to stir them in there and just let them cook down. Let them soak up all those beautiful flavors. I'm not going to put any salt in here because I have it in the bacon. I can give it a taste last minute at the end and see if I need it, but I'm probably not because that bacon's pretty salty. That bacon wasn't cured by me. A butcher cut. And they use a lot of salt in that butcher cut, but my bacon is not as salty as a butcher cut. And that's it. So we're gonna let that just cook down for about another 7 minutes, and we'll meet you back here, so don't go anywhere. All right, so our string beans are cooking down beautifully. Now, that orange that I told you guys about, that I showed you guys, here it is. So we're just gonna get a nice slice off of here. Now I'm slice the in part like that. I'm gonna squeeze it in there, just like that. And we're actually gonna cook with the orange. I'm gonna use that orange for flavor, just like that. Gonna deglaze that pan as well too on the bottom of there. Get up everything. It's a citrus, so it will deglaze, and it's gonna bring in a beautiful flavor and look gorgeous while it's in there. But the amount of flavor that's gonna come out of just the orange and the peel is amazing, and just the juice. And if you want to use any more juice, I got the whole orange here, so just squeeze it in. This is the seedless orange. Just like that. I can drop some of the orange itself in there, and it's just a beautiful thing. So let's get some orange in there. That's right. She's looking good. Get a little bit more in there. And it's a great way to bring some flavors out of here. That little bit of orange is going to make a huge difference and a huge impact on these veggies. And just like that, we're almost done. Give those a little flip. And there we go. Almost made a little sauce, like a gravy in there. And it deglazed everything from the bottom of the pan, as you can see. Nothing on the bottom of that pan. All right, so I'm gonna put these on low and let them just simmer. No lid. You don't want them to get soggy, and you wanna keep them nice and crisp. So that's it. Just let them cook the rest of the way and get the rest of the moisture out of there. We're gonna take these off, get those chops on, so we'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to get these guys out of here. Now, I think I'm going to use a tongue, because I'm going to be better off with a tongue to get these out of here. And the rest of them I could just kind of scoop in and lift the pan to get all those nice bits off the bottom. But look at that. Beautiful, right? And those oranges just go beautiful in there. Just like that, she's done. Now, there was no lid on here, and total cook time for this took about 12 minutes. And they're nice and soft and tender. So we're gonna get this together, and then we're gonna go outside and get our pork chops going, because this stove doesn't offer me enough power, and I wanna do this outside. I'm pleased with the inside cook on these guys. Now it's time to increase some power. All right, we're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to get this on. All right, so we're melting down some tallow. That's the flame right there. That's what you want. That's power. All right, let's get the bacon in. We're going in with some garlic. And some sage. And we're building some flavors up. So that's how you want to do that. It's on high heat for now. And I might drop it down when the chops come in. So build that flavor. Now you see why I'm using this, because my inside one doesn't give me that power. And this is why chefs use high heat, because it makes all the difference in the world. Nothing like cooking on a regular burner. And it cuts the cooking time in half. Alright, so I'm going to get some more char on this bacon, or get some more color on it, because I want to cook the flavor out of it. I want this to season this meal. Now I'm going to push the bacon off to the side, like that. I'm still on high heat. And I'm going to get my chops in. I'm going to go a little at a time. Let's just put this bacon over to here. And get all these guys in. Shy of one, but I'll cook it afterwards. All right, we're going to get this cooked up. I'm going to meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, now these shrunk down, and I managed to squeeze the 5th one in there. So I'm just going to roll this pan around, just getting that fat, and I'm going to start flipping these over. See that? Beautiful. That's what you're looking for right there. So just get them in there. Get them turned over. And just keep cooking them. Keep turning and cooking, turning and cooking. So I get a beautiful coat on there. That's what I'm looking for. Just like that. And these we're going to bring out first, the ones in the back. And we're just going to make some room. That's it. All right, we're going to cook these down. Meet you back here, so don't go anywhere. All right, we are done. Let's plate these guys up. I'm just going to get them on the platter like this. Beautiful. That stove did its job. Let's get them all out. And onto the platter. That's how you want to see those. You're not going to get that on a regular household stove. So you need some power. Alright, and what we'll do from here is we're going to garnish these before we bring them inside. Just a little fresh parsley. With some flavor and color, and give it a beautiful presentation. Alright, we'll meet you inside, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, here we are, season 4's bone-in pan-fried pork chops. Let's show you what we got. Look at those guys. I know you've seen them before, but take a look again. That's a good scene. Alright, let's plate this up. Let's get this off to the side. Let's bring our plate in. And this was that basmati rice that we did. And look at that. Just want to show you something. See how it just falls off like that? That's how you want to make that. Where it just falls. Every little grain just sprinkles. That's going to go great with this meal. And we also garnished it with a little parsley in there. So let's just get some of that in there. Fantastic way to serve this. I can just smell it right now. I smell all those beautiful aromas coming off this rice. Pretty crazy. All right, so there we go with that. Now we're gonna park the chop onto the plate. And get one of these beautiful chops in here. All right, and now it's time for that orange and bacon string bean. Look at that, that came out gorgeous looking. And that's how you want to do that. We're just going to use some of that orange just to decorate the plate. Get a couple of more of those string beans on the plate. And we're just going to garnish the rice with just a little bit more parsley on top, just to make it look pretty. And there it is. All right, time to get a bite of this. Let's see how this tastes. And look at that. Cuts beautiful. Spot on. Let's taste this. Wow. That one right there. Runner up as far as pork chops are concerned. That's probably got to be one of my favorite ways to have pork chops. This will blow away the grill at any time. Sorry, but I love my grills. This one's got it. Let's try those string beans. Crunchy, flavorful. You can taste all that orange in there. Taste the garlic, the bacon, all the onion. Phenomenal way how to make this. Let's give that rice a shot. This whole combination just works absolutely beautiful together. You can taste all the cardamom in there. Basmati rice just works wonderful with that. And overall, the dish just pulls itself together and works excellent. I highly suggest you make this, guys. I definitely think you'll love it. All right, we're gonna get situated and we're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. Pan-fried pork chops, fried to perfection with extra animal fat. Can't go wrong with this dish. And we threw down with some green beans there as well. Orange peel in there, and a little bit of orange. Some garlic, some bacon, basmati rice with cardamom. You guys definitely have to try that. The flavors are outstanding on this meal. I hope you guys give this one a shot. It's a must try. We thank you guys. We enjoyed having you. With no further ado, gotta get rid of this little bit master taste again.